My girlfriend and gay guy best friend said they fell in love with each other but didn't want me out of their lives, so they wanted me to accept a three-way relationship where all of us date each other so we could all still be friends. Posted by u/1_engine_3500. So, I, 21M, broke up with my girlfriend, 20F, a week ago. The reason for that is because, apparently, she and my friend, 21M, fell in love and also love me and wanted the three of us to be together. I'm not the only one who thinks that's wild, and thinking about it still makes me laugh. Honestly, it's the most bizarre thing that's ever happened to me. I have absolutely nothing against people in poly relationships, but like, really? To paint a clearer picture, my friend, let's call him Seth, and I have been friends since middle school. I used to spend nearly every day at his place, so I'm pretty close with his family as well, at least enough for his parents to call me their son too. So yeah, best friends. Seth came out as gay in high school, yes, gay. Not bi or pan or anything. Gay. As in, convinced he's not into women at all, and I never had a problem with it. Hell, I used to accompany him to every Pride event hosted in town. Yes, I was sometimes teased for being gay too and for Seth and me being boyfriends, but I always brushed it off with a laugh. I met Holly 7 months ago at my cousin's birthday. My cousin and she had been friends for a little while back then, so she was invited. We started chatting and had been dating for about 5 months. Holly and Seth would obviously see each other often because of me and would hang out one-on-one too, which I never had a problem with. They were friends, which I was happy about. And then it happened. Last week, Seth came over to my apartment to play games while Holly was staying over for the weekend. Things were good, though now that I think back on it, the atmosphere seemed a little more awkward than usual. Anyway, Seth and Holly sat me down and begged me to listen to what they had to say. They revealed that they'd had feelings for each other for a while now but never acted on them. However, they ended up talking about it a few days prior when the pressure became too much. And, like the geniuses they are, they decided that the perfect solution for their problem was for all three of us to date. Seth said that he's actually liked me for years and that I've been acting like a boyfriend anyway, so we might as well make it official. Honestly, all of that came out of nowhere. I was shocked. Admittedly, I laughed because I couldn't believe what was happening. Like, yes, this was clearly an emotional affair or something of that kind, but this was the first time I'd heard people be so extremely delusional. Dating my girlfriend and best friend? No, thank you. So, yeah. I broke things off right then and there with Holly and told Seth to figure himself out before kicking them both out. I blocked them both on everything. Seth's family and my own have been contacting me for the past week to ask about what happened but back off when I tell them the truth. I'm a bit upset, obviously. My best friend turned out to be untrustworthy, and my ex-girlfriend cheated on me in a way, even if it wasn't physical. But this is also kinda hilarious? I'm not sure. The reason I'm making this post, though, is because Holly's mom called me just yesterday. Apparently, her daughter hasn't been taking the breakup well. She said that Holly loves both me and Seth and that my reaction really hurt her. The whole thing with Seth started because they would talk about me a lot, and Seth is much more attentive than I am, so that attracted her to him. Listen, maybe I'm not the best boyfriend in the world, but at least I'm loyal, until someone betrays me. Holly's mom was looking out for her daughter, so I just thanked her for her time before hanging up. I have been thinking about the entire thing a little more, though. /relevant comments. Commenter. Not the jerk. Not at all. Seth probably manipulated your ex into a relationship, hoping to get closer to you. Now Holly seems to regret it, but you definitely should not take her back. They both betrayed you. No relationship, friendship, or anything should be allowed with either of them. Congrats on standing your ground, blocking them both, and moving on with your life. Wishing you the best. Commenter 2. What is even more shocking for me is Holly's mom trying to manipulate Op into accepting the relationship. That, in my opinion, is very disturbing and disgusting. Op's response. I wouldn't actually say her mom was trying to manipulate me. From what I know, Holly's always been very close to her mom. I met the woman a few times and we got along. I could tell she really loves her daughter. That phone call was less her trying to pressure me into getting with Holly again and more about seeing her and talking about what happened instead of shutting her out. Commenter 3. I think you got it right when you said they're delusional. It's not really your responsibility anymore, but is it possible he's been aiming at this for a while? Just seems like a startling admission to say he's liked you for years while also saying he loves your girlfriend. Given you say he was gay, do they actually have segs, etc., or is this some weird ploy he has to sleep with you? I might be paranoid, but that's where my mind would go, although I'm bi, so maybe that's why my mind would go there. Op's response. Literally no idea. Seth has always been touchy and friendly with everyone, including me, so there was nothing to point to the fact that he's liked me this whole time. Commenter 4. Are you sure you wouldn't give it a chance? If you don't like it, you don't have to stay in it. Ops response. Pretty sure I'm not into dudes or having more than one partner. No hate towards people who are. Commenter 5. You can break up for any reason, and this is a good one. You're clearly not poly. You should never get into a poly relationship if you aren't, it's doomed from the start. It also doesn't sound like you're gay or bi or anything. The way you brushed off the comments about you and Seth says you're very comfortable with who you are, but that you're straight. So, you should never date someone male, because you're simply not attracted to them. And you're right, they were cheating on you, emotionally at least. That's a betrayal. So, they betrayed you and then tried to get a non-poly, completely straight man to join a poly relationship with another man involved. They even threw in the fact that Seth had liked you for a while, so they were clearly expecting you and Seth to be sexually involved. Holly's mom's priority is to be there for Holly. It sounds like she was trying to explain Holly's reasons for her actions. But that doesn't change the fact she betrayed you. Nor will it remove the desire to have a poly relationship between you, her, and Seth. You did the right thing by breaking up. She betrayed you, and you're clearly not compatible. Holly may be struggling with the breakup, but it's on her to heal from that and move on. You have no responsibility for her anymore. This has likely shattered your friendship with Seth as well. Honestly, if Holly valued your relationship enough to not want to lose it, and Seth valued your friendship the same, neither would ever have made this suggestion. They may have brought up the topic of poly relationships to see how you felt about it, but they wouldn't have outright suggested it. And they would have put some distance between each other, or at least only hung out when you were present, the second they realized they were developing feelings beyond friendship for each other. Honestly, it doesn't sound like either Holly or Seth actually knew you all that well, or didn't care enough about you when it came to something they wanted and they knew you wouldn't want. Ops response. Yeah, Seth has always been like a brother to me, so the thought of being sexually involved with him makes my skin crawl. No idea why they thought I'd ever want that or even date him in the first place. Though, I'd say I'm a pretty open-minded person. I've always been down for trying new things and never got too upset when I didn't really like something. Maybe that's why they thought this would work? Not sure, but maybe. Update 5 months later. Hello. It's been a while since my first post. My older sister asked me recently if I was planning to update people here and told me to do it when I said no. She told me that the people here might shake some sense into me so that I'm willing to do something and finally call the cops, but I doubt it. Sorry, sis. About a month after my first post, a friend was celebrating his birthday. Obviously, I went despite knowing that Seth would be there. I was fine with that. That friend didn't have any drama with Seth and they got along well, so I was just planning on avoiding the guy for the rest of the night. I came there mostly to have fun, but I heard gossip from some of my closest friends. If anyone here is wondering, Holly and Seth aren't together. Apparently, he threw her away quickly after what happened with the whole confession thing. Holly and I aren't in contact at all anymore, and last I heard, she's already found herself a new guy. Fine with me. To get to the point, there was obviously alcohol at the party. We were all being idiots, and I always felt safe enough with my group to trust that no one would let me get hurt or do something stupid enough to get in trouble. And yes, we had a few people staying sober either because they were driving or taking meds that made them unable to drink. This is actually a little hard to write. I do have some flashes of what happened, but I don't like dwelling on them. One of my friends drove me home. Seth drove with us too, and the friend left him with me because she wasn't aware of what exactly happened between us and Holly. I guess I know what happened, but even writing it down makes me feel heavy. I've had no contact with Seth or his family. They've been contacting me sporadically, but I shut them all out. My siblings are the only ones that know what happened because I ended up trying to joke about it once, and I got grilled until I spilled everything out. My brother wanted to pretty much kill Seth. My sister told me that Reddit might kick my rear into gear to at least go to therapy. Because it's honestly harder than I expected. Like there's a barrier keeping me from looking into any options I have. Do I hate Seth? Yeah. The thought of him repulses me. Do I still care about him? Also yeah. I've known him forever and have seen him as my family for years. So do your worst, Reddit. I also know people don't like it when there are no updates, so this is a gift from me to all of you. Hoping that anyone reading this is having a better time than me. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Call the frigging cops, you absolute peanut. Therapy and report that abuser. Do you realize that if he had the guts to do this to you, he will do it to someone else? Don't be like me, I never reported my abuser, and he hurt others like he hurt me. It's not a joking matter. You must do it. Ops downvoted response. Yeah, I know that I joke around, but I also know this is a serious situation. It's been almost 4 months since this situation with Seth happened, and I only feel sick when I think about reporting it to the police. Unfortunately, where I live, things like that aren't treated as seriously as they would be if I were a woman. Commenter 2. The barrier you are feeling is usually a mixture of several things that keep men from reporting they've been SA'd. Fear of rejection. You tell people you were SA'd, and they say you are a liar. Fear of retaliation. You say you were SA'd, and the person you accuse or his loved ones will come after you and try to destroy your character. Fear of appearing weak. You are afraid that future partners and your future children will hear you were SA'd and think less of you. Fear of being blamed. You say you were SA'd while drunk/on drugs, and they blame you for not being responsible. But I will say this, by filing a report, by telling others, you very well might be saving someone, maybe even someone who doesn't have a loving group of siblings like you do. Someone who is going to trust Seth like you did, be attacked by him, and have no one to turn to for support. Seth is a predator. The brutal truth is that he will only get better. Better at picking his victim, better at hiding his crime. He was dumb and preyed within his friend group, but he will learn not to piss where he drinks so victims have a harder time finding him. People like him don't get better, they get smarter. At least by filing a report and spreading some awareness, you are doing what you can to warn others around him that he is a predator. That might be all it takes to save someone. That might be all it takes to prevent someone vulnerable from being SA'd. But please, for your benefit and for the benefit of those you love, talk to a therapist. Even if it's just a few times, you can learn tools to manage all the effects of what has happened. Lean on your siblings, because they love you and will help you if you need it, but a trained professional will be able to better handle your situation. Ops response. A couple of years ago, there was a scandal in our town because a teenage boy got drunk at a party and was assaulted by a few of his friends, both girls and boys. The parents tried reporting it, but it didn't go anywhere. He was mocked about it, with people saying that A, he must have enjoyed it with the girls, and B, it wasn't assault because it was with other guys. I do mean it when I say that I know there should be at least a report when it comes to Seth, but the police won't do anything about it, and if it gets out what happened to me, I may literally go through the same thing that guy did. And, yes, he ended up taking pills and passed away soon after all of that. I wouldn't say I'm in a bad state like that, but still. I don't want it to get worse. Downvoted commenter 3. I have reported both posts for hateful content. This is a fake story written or generated to spread homophobic content. Ops response. So if I were a woman, then this post would be believable? I have repeatedly stated that I have absolutely nothing against people in the LGBT+ community. It's not like Seth was the only friend I've ever had who's gay. Downvoted commenter 3. Dear Op, it's not the genders that make it unbelievable to me. It's that your best friend and brother from another mother for about 6 to 9 years is described as having only 2 characteristics, predatory and gay. Predatory to the extent that he tries to trick you into having sex with him by manipulating your girlfriend, who he does not care about at all, into getting you into a poly relationship. And you, in this story, are both 100% supportive of gays and 100% the victim of this predatory gay man. While there might be extreme people in this world who are ruthless psychopaths, it is very rare to be so close to one for so long and not see any signs of their personality. And then suddenly they SA you, and it turns out, that was their plan all along. And really, for you, Op, gay people are overwhelmingly regular people who have the same needs and wishes and fears as anybody else. They are capable of valuing friendship, and they have ties with lots of people that are not sexual in nature. They might be boisterous or shy or funny or dull and nervous in asking someone out, just like you might be. And I know there might be uncomfortable situations between people, situations that evoke fear and shame and that might be violent, and I really hope that you have a good support system for that in place, and a better outlet for dealing with it than writing fake stories about being SA'd by predatory gays on Reddit. Ops response. I don't understand you. Yeah, maybe I haven't put Seth in an entirely good light with my posts. But was I supposed to? I was upset with him at first, and now I want nothing to do with him. Why exactly should I write about the good qualities he has? Do they change anything? Do they make him less of a monster to me? Yeah, no. You want to hear more than predatory and gay? Seth has always been caring. He's always been funny, awkward, and hella affectionate. Everyone always thought of him as a good guy, someone to talk to when things get hard. You say that it's impossible to be so close to someone like that and never see any signs of the kind of person they are. Well, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe everyone who has ever met Seth is blind. How should I know? I trusted the guy with my life once, and he hurt me. I haven't done anything to him, and he hurt me. I don't care if he's gay. I have other gay friends, people that are also part of the LGBT+ community. They are all wonderful people in my eyes. Calling my story fake just because it was a man that did it to a man is the reason why some are so terrified of speaking up. That's why I'm not going to, because even if I go to the police, nothing will be done about it. This account can get banned for posting a fake story, I don't care that much. I had something to get off my chest, and I did it.